This I don't know about this, man. We need to talk about our creators. This. I woke up this morning. I did my day. Drink my cup of coffee, all that. Brush your teeth, whatever. It doesn't matter. What really matters is Embark sending me an email to say read my blog post, and they want to try to get the players back to play the game. Nobody wants to play this game anymore because after week update and week update and week update, there's not really anything to do. That sounds like a big doomer moment, but I've been playing this game since day one, and the game was so good. I was gonna like make good videos about this, but the crack was so good. I barely even did any videos because I was like, I got to get back in. I got to play more, right? But the reality is that Arc Raiders lost 80% of its population to play the game. Like if you check the Steam charts and everything, everybody's not playing it. And why is that? Is there new better games out? Yeah, that's true. There's some games that are out that people would like to play, but not really. Technically, if you're thinking about extraction shooters, you got what? Tarkov, Delta Force, Marathon. Ugh. No one's playing Marathon. But then you got Arc Raiders, and Arc Raiders is the number one game because from all that niche players that let's be the hardcore Tarkov extraction guys. Arc Raiders brought the extraction to the common folk, the common gamer, the people who are like too scared to jump in, they jumped in, right? You lost 80% of those people. What's going on? I think the biggest downfall is the lack of content. The last few content was, I think it was like on Christmas time, there was like snow. Remember the snow thing where it does like dot damage and you're like, man, I got to go and get warm. And I mean, that's kind of cool, but then you got to go pick dingleberries and throw like 200 dingleberries in the pot to, progress. I don't find that fun, to be honest. And then the next update was the wind. Remember wind? Not Wind Rose, the pirate game, but the wind mechanic where you just jump in and there's a bunch of wind in your face and then your shields are sparky. So you're like, I got to take the shield off. And then you're like, okay, nobody wanted to play those mechanics. However, how do you entice people to play those mechanics? Just make the multiplier for loot higher to get better loot. Another big thing is I've seen Peanut leave. I see Shroud leave, I think. Like all these big time streamers leaving. And the majority of them, including me, is that when you try to do end game stuff, for the sake of argument, you want to do one of those big robots end game to get one of its little like blueprint or the little core, right? Because all big robots have the core. And let's take the newest map, the beach map, which is honestly the best addition to the game. Is a brand new map. That brought me into play for a little longer. But you have that big like turbine thing. It looks like a Dorito chip that's fat, and you gotta destroy that to get its core. All right, and to get its core, it takes a lot of ammunition to shoot it down, unless you're crazy and do a double deadline. But remind you, there's a bunch of players shooting at you. So you're bringing in like a 200K kit with like level 4, like high end gear, and you're trying to fight players, fight random arc, and then wait for that last, I think, 15 minutes of the game for that thing to just come down to just fight it. And if you survive all of that, you get maybe 1, maybe 2 cores. It's like, do you really want to risk 200K worth of material to get 1 or 2 cores? And what do those cores do? Well, they do nothing. they're meant to craft one of the blueprints. And the newest blueprint is you have that little Fortnite glider, one Zelda game where you just glide around and you're like, oh, cool, right? No, it's not cool because it lasts for like a few seconds and then you fall. Doesn't make any sense. So what do you do then? Well, you do maybe some PvP if you're into that story or the lore. And I can tell you the most people who play games play the game, which is PvP. I'm saying it now, Arc Raiders is a PvP game. You're going in, you're fighting, you're trying to get money, and you get out with the loot. It's kind of like in Hunt Showdown. I like Hunt Showdown, or used to like Hunt Showdown. It kind of has the same problem as Arc at this moment, but at least Hunt Showdown has a bounty. It's global. You got to go get the bounty and then leave with the bounty. That means you win. You get the money, you get the glory, you get the stuff. And everyone's trying to fight you over that. And that's really good because then it forces engagements. Because if you don't get out, well, the world closes in like, less than like 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever the countdown is. So anyways, a lot of people are leaving the game because of the lack of stuff. But they gave us this article. So let's read the article together, shall we? Arc Raiders, we're changing how we update Arc Raiders, and here's what it means to you, okay? May 13th, 2026. Arc Raiders has grown far beyond anything we imagined at launch. Yeah, I know, because I don't think you thought this game was going to be that big, but it was big because it was good. And every day we see players continuing to shape life in the Rust Belt in ways that inspire us as developers. How does that inspire you? You see, this is just slop to make the people who are like, "Where's the update?" Oh, cool, emotional empathy. Oh, they feel like I'm helping them. No, you're not helping them. You're giving them money. That's how you're helping them. All right. So they're saying, "Hey, we see players play our fucking shitty ass game. How do we get more money?" You inspire them to do their job, which is to make a good product. Let's be honest with that, okay? With that in mind, we want to talk about our update cadence moving forward. We're changing how we update the game. Yeah, no fucking shit. When Arc Raiders launch, we plan to offer monthly updates. That's how you got Dingleberries and Fartwind. Those aren't really updates. Those are map conditions, and they suck. The intention was to keep you all engaged. Yeah, because they're like, oh, we made this cool game. We didn't think it was that cool. We wanted a quick dollar, and here's some berries to pick. Go pick the berries. It's so stupid. It's so bad, man. To ensure the game always felt fresh. Yeah, it felt fresh, but it's not fresh. It's like putting Febreze on dirty laundry. And to give you reasons to keep braving topside. But once the game was in the player's hands, we saw the kind of long-term experience we want to create for Arc Raiders requires more transformative updates. Yes. Sorry, man. If you want to make a good game and you're doing a live service, make it exciting, make it fun, right? Major updates will come twice a year. Going forward, we made the decision to release major updates twice a year, larger in scale. That's good. I want developers who are doing live service games. I don't mind minor updates, even though I trash on Arc Raiders, the beach update, that map was good. I like the map. They need a little more end game, and I feel like if they have, again, I'm going to say it again. Hunt Showdown has a bounty in the middle of the map somewhere. Once someone finds it and they extract with it, they get a huge reward. The game needs that. The game kind of has that with like Big Arc, but like you have to have a lot you have to have a huge loadout to take those out realistically. You might see the ones that have like the double deadline on top of that thing after they zip and do whatever. You could do that as like a speed run, but for the common person, they're not going to do that. So if there's something where you grab it and people know where you're at, and so they're trying to fight you while you're trying to extract, I think that would make the game a little more better. Going forward, we made it twice a year, larger in scale, more impactful, with a goal of genuinely change how you play the game. I don't know what the hell that means. I'm already playing the goddamn game. Why do you want me? Why do you, the developer, want me to change the way I play? The game's fine. All right, just give us the good. Don't worry. A dedicated live service team will continue running Arc Raiders day to day. What does that mean? Are they there for updates? Or are they there for just like making sure the servers don't crash? Regular live updates plus balance fixes, bug fixes, store updates, and player events aren't going anywhere. They still have the same day-to-day stuff that everyone's aware of. This additional development space allows us to invest more deeply in the health of Arc Raiders, from progression and economy balancing to fair play and anti-cheat efforts. That one's huge. Fair play and anti-cheat efforts. Nobody likes cheaters. Rats, I can deal with. That's part of the game. But cheating, nobody likes that stuff. Nobody. So I'm glad they're doing anti-cheat efforts. We know these are foundational to the experience, especially in the game where every encounter and extraction matters. Good. This paragraph is good. The intro was ass, okay? But the bottom was fine. Frozen Trail, our biggest update yet. This is what I've seen some people comment on like YouTube and X and Twitter and all the other stupid sites. They're saying, "Oh, have you heard about Frozen Trail?" No, but now I'm reading it. Our next major update lands in October, and it's the largest we've released since launch. This isn't just about volume, it's designed to address the broader questions the community has been asking. Here's a taste of what's coming. Broader questions community has been asking. So, I don't like the community because a lot of the community are dumb. They're a little special. So let's see what you've listened to the special people about. Sprawling new frontier, explore a new landscape in the Rust Belt with layered design and new mysteries to uncover the largest map in the game. That's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. I wonder if it's going to be you go each map to get like a clue, kind of like what they did in Blue Gate. One of the mechanics of Blue Gate is you have to open that big gate, and then you have to get all the keys to open it. That was kind of fun, and the good loot was in there. So if they did something like that, where you have to go to each map to get a certain key to get into, that reminds me of labs, like in Tarkov. So maybe they have a labs key, but for Arc Raiders. Our most ambitious Arc operation so far, including new Arc enemies with fresh designs and unique behaviors that will challenge raiders in new ways. That's just saying you're adding more AI. All right, whatever. New systems of progression. Many players have maxed out their raider den and hit the skill point ceiling. Frozen Trail will introduce new goals and more ways to shape your raider's progression. So you want to give me another skill tree? I don't need another skill tree. You already have a system where you have the max skill tree. If you want to prestige and go back, hence expedition, you could get a couple more points for the next time. So in theory, if you keep doing it, you'll just get max tree everything. So you're telling me not only do I have to do that bullshit, but you're going to give me another skill tree to progress? I don't need the progression, okay? I need more ways to be engaged in the main game mode, which is go in, get the loot, get out, and hopefully you don't die in the meantime, right? I need that. Or more fun things in the game to interact. So like more sound traps. We have the birds. Maybe there's like a tripwire in the game where it's not like a arc that kills you, but just an alarm, maybe just a sound. Different things. Whatever. Exploring the origin of arc. What are arc and where do they come from? Frozen Trail gives raiders opportunity to begin uncovering that mystery. I really don't give a shit. It's from, I don't know, a billionaire, Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. His meta AI drones took over the world. Maybe it's Terminator where there's just robots from the past. I don't give a shit. I want more PvP. I want to know about the game itself. This story is just blech. Okay, improvised skill tree. All right, maybe a rework of a skill tree is fair. Alongside new weapons, items, instruments, cosmetics, and more. I don't care about your instruments, flutes and guitars, who cares? Cosmetics, all of them suck. The finals has better cosmetics. New weapons, I'm kind of intrigued. I want to see new weapons. That I like that a lot. It's important to understand that we're not stacking new content on top of the existing experience. We're refining the core systems to support a more meaningful, long-term experience. One you generally want to keep returning to. Frozen Trail is just the beginning of where we want to take Arc Raiders, and we'll share more in the coming months. It's more pandering. You want to refine core system for more long-term experience. Something I want, how you make me to get it back in? Have a bounty. Have something where everyone fights for. If you want to try to make it like the Queen, right? There's a core in the Queen that you have to get. And if you get in and get out, everybody knows where you're at and they're trying to fight you for that. And then when you leave with it, have it a countdown. You have 5 minutes to leave or you're dead. That will be fun. That would be extremely fun. And then when you get the loot, either give it a lot of money, like, a good substantial, like 100K or something that's like really, really good or strong, or give me a blueprint that's like not dumb. I don't want to harvest these things for 20 hours to make two things that does nothing to the gameplay. The little glider, it sucks. I don't want a white flag. No, I don't want any of that shit, okay? Starting next week, a new trader. Next week, we're introducing a fresh mechanic designed for late game players, a new trader from a nomadic tribe of surface dwellers. What does he sell? The traders don't really sell that great stuff. And what does this add to the trading mechanic? I don't care unless, okay, if it's going to be surface dwellers, think about it, it's probably fruits and vegetables, because you could, you have a way to craft like the fruit mix when you have the crafting ability. Maybe this one's like you can just buy it from him, right? Because he's up there getting fruits and veggies and shit. Many of you invested a lot in the game. And there's a few common problems we keep hearing about. You're holding a lot of high value items with no way to offload them in rewarding ways. I mean, you keep the high value to run them in matches. So you can offload them that way or sell them. Your stash is filling up with the game's new items. We have increased the capacity. Honestly, you really don't need more capacity. Like, you already have enough. Very few of you are going on the expedition, either because it's not rewarding enough or because it's too painful to part with your favorite items and blueprints. It is not rewarding enough because it's basically, you only get like 5 extra points. And also, yeah, I get to part way with my items, but that's part of the mechanic of, prestige or the expedition mode, whatever. I understand that. The rewarding enough that's true. You only get 5 extra points. And they kind of matter, but if you're expecting me to do all this shit over and over just for 5 extra points, it's rough, man. That's a tall glass of water to drink. The new trader unlocks at level 25, and he offers unique rewards, rare items, and cosmetics in exchange for high-value items. Okay, whatever. He will take off your hands and return these weekly... Whoa. He will take items off your hands in return for these weekly rotating rewards. But he may sometimes ask you to go and find specific rare items to trade. Okay, so it's basically go find certain items and then he'll give you cosmetics. And that sounds kind of interesting. The new trader also offers 2 perks in exchange for high value items. Extra stash base to increase your capacity. The expedition vault. This allows you to carry over up to 5 items across expedition. So you set your new raider up with your favorite items or blueprints. This is quality of life. I like that because if I like my favorite gun, like the Anvil 4, then I rather bring that with me for the next round. So that's pretty good. But it kind of defeats the purpose of starting over. Building for the long term. One thing that has become increasingly clear since launch is how important progression and player goals are to the Arc Raiders experience. If you love Arc Raiders, you want more reasons to keep returning to the Rust Belt, and we want you to build systems that continue evolving alongside the game. No, you just want me to play your game so you can get more money from me. Make some, let's just be honest, all right? Some of the progression improvements we want to implement simply need more development time that we haven't been able to address properly while running on a monthly cycle. Moving to larger updates will allow us to spend more time refining the systems players engage with the most. We're working to deepen progression across multiple areas of Arc Raiders, while continuing to expand how players personalize and shape their raider. We're also investing more into features like trials so they remain reliably fun to engage with and not a grind. I've never done trials. That's not a main thing. That's for the people who those are the people who go in and they do all the questions like, what do I do now? And it's like, well, you go and you fight and you loot more. And they're like, well, that could get boring. And so this is just for them. This mechanic is for those retards, okay? We're also putting effort into making the expedition project more rewarding and less punishing to pursue. This is an ongoing part of the evolution, and you'll start seeing the first steps of that very soon. The bigger picture. Now we're getting to the end, okay? So this should be the biggest coup de grace, all right, of the message they want to send us. The bigger picture. It's important for us that players understand something about where our collective embark brain is at. Our ambitions go far beyond what players have seen so far. We want to go further and showing you the wider universe of Arc Raiders. Okay, this is going to be Arc Raiders 2 Electric Boogaloo. Who the fuck cares? We think about Arc Raiders as an experience that should continue expanding over time. And right now, we're still early in that journey. The biannual cadence will give us the opportunity to build future updates with more intention, ensuring that the gameplay progression, narrative, and the world set move forward together. Oh, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Right now, our raiders are facing an escalating arc threat, and the society and Speranza may feel helpless against it. But raiders aren't built to stay on the back foot. The goal's always been bigger than survival. It's about one day reclaiming the surface. Frozen Trail will start to progress the skull and expose elements of this challenge. But it is really just the beginning. We aim to consistently shift the paradigm that raiders operate under so you feel effects of your actions and perseverance against Ark. Nobody cares. This is not the bigger picture. Okay, the bigger picture was the fucking gameplay changes because remember, it's a game. It's not a movie, okay? If it was a movie, I do want to see how the story goes because I'm watching it, right? But this is a video game. I'm watching it and playing it. So this bigger picture is these are for the theater kids who are like, "Oh man, who made the Ark and who was the father of the Ark and who was the mother of the Ark and did the father and the mother have children?" And did they travel? Is there a new family on the other side of the Ark Raiders, family tree? And how did they get the materials? Did they go to China? Did they go to India? Did they go to America? But in the future, is it Europa? No, nobody gives a rat's ass. Okay, there's some people that do, but again, this is a game. I'm there. I'm hitting buttons. I'm clicking. I'm doing things with my hands and fingers. I want to know the game. Story is always secondary in a video game, okay? If you want to do a game that's like a movie, do a visual novel, all right? This is not a fucking visual novel, all right? Thank you, Raiders. The Rust Belt is nothing without the Raiders who fill it with life every single day. Ugh. We understand that this change won't please everyone. Yeah, it's not pleasing me, dog. You're fucking retarded. And it might be frustrating not to get updates as frequently, but we believe this will still be worth it. Thank you for continuing to push us and create the best game we can. As always, we'll see you topside. Alexander Grondal, executive producer. All right, buddy. It was okay. So there you have it. This is the update, and honestly, I'm okay with a biannual update rather than monthly. The monthly was kind of garbage. You only got map conditions and maybe 1 or 2 items. I don't mind waiting if you're going to cook. All right, if you're going to cook some good stuff, I'm in. I think one of the best cooks in a live service type of field is Path of Exile. Path of Exile is good at cooking stuff. Like they usually have like a season, right? And they have you have the whole season to play, like I think like 3 months or 4 months, and then they're like, boom, here's this new stuff, and they add all this extra stuff to it, and then you're like, wow, that's a lot of content, and they're like, it's just the minor content. You're getting the major content in 3 months, and you're like, okay, what does that mean? And then they're like, oh, here's all these new gems, and here's all this new stuff, and you're like, oh, crazy, that's cool, right? And then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're actually making Path of Exile 2, and then you're like, what? There's Path of Exile 2? And they're like, oh yeah, all those changes we're putting in here with the gems and the this and the this and the this. And you're like, whoa, that is good cooking, dog. Every update that Path of Exile does, every trailer, I'm always excited for. So if Embark is going to take a page out of that in the cookbook, I'm okay with a biannual update. I'll see Ark Raiders in 6 months when the game's good. All right. So anyways, but yeah, that's the update. I wanted to share that with everybody, and I'm trying to get to 500 subs. So sub, like it, share it. I don't know, shit on it. I don't give a shit, but I kind of do. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.